All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you a daily horoscope for Wednesday, the 16th of December, 2020. I'm putting this out at Tuesday, about 4 p.m.-ish, and just a couple hours here at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, the 15th. I'll be doing a live singing bowl event. I'll put a Zoom link in below if you're curious in joining. Some singing bowls, chimes, all kinds of fun things. Anyway, let's get into the day. So we've got the moon now. We talked about this yesterday. The moon now is going to be conjunct Pluto, going to be conjunct Jupiter and Saturn today. Okay, so this is the last time we get this energy. Now, it's interesting as Jupiter's about expansion. So when we have our emotional moon connect with, let me rewind this. First, we're connecting with Pluto. Okay, but Pluto's going to be here. Pluto's not going anywhere until 2024 is when it finally enters Aquarius. Okay. So this Jupiter-Saturn moving into Aquarius is going to help solidify this age of Aquarius, which started 2012, about 8 years ago. So this is going to be help solidify this new digital age, digital technological revolution that we are in right now. Okay, so these two are moving out. Pluto stays here until 2024. So the moon meeting up with Pluto, this is going to happen every month for the next 4 years. Okay. It's always a big deal. This is about emotional transformation, and this is how we're taken seriously and how we're viewed in the public's eye, as well as our daily life. Again, this is how we govern ourselves and understand that we are authority. Okay, there's always a transformation in that, and it's a funny thing. There's always a release to go on. There's always something to release. There's always something to let go of. There's always something to move toward. There's always something that we're expanding upon here in our physical. There's always something we're expanding upon in the non-physical. Okay, and there's always something we're trying to make concrete and very real here in this third dimension, right? So this is all about transformation. There's always an emotional transformation every month that happens, that we learn on how to be better today than we were yesterday. We learn how to be a better human being this month than we were last month, right? So now let's I keep wanting to jump to the Saturn-Jupiter thing, but there's more tying me in here. All right, so at 2 to 3 o'clock is when the moon and Pluto are going to be conjunct at 23 degrees, okay? And as you see this light blue line here, this is this quintile to Chiron, which Chiron's stationed direct, okay, on Tuesday, and it will be fully direct here on Wednesday by about 8 p.m. Okay, that means our planet, it's a planet means wanderer. This is a giant asteroid in the sky. I keep Chiron in here because I use Chiron in chart readings as well. It's important in the dailies. Okay, this is about healing our wounds and learning. It's learning how to heal. It's not going to the doctor. It's becoming the doctor. We ourselves become the healer, right? And this is through the repetitious of by making mistakes, or by doing things that we need to correct in our lives. We find that, place to heal ourselves, okay? So we have the moon, our emotional need and transformation, creating a creative behind the surface. The septiles and quintiles are, again, it's behind the scenes, like a fate and destined kind of energy, all right? Where the septile is that, the universe stepping in and a guided hand of fate. The quintile energy, once again, is that creative, almost musical or poetry or writing, a talent, something, some sort of a talent, a hidden gem. Okay, so this is a transformation. It doesn't matter if you're a musician or any of these things. If you're not a creative person at all, this is a creative way to find a release. Okay, so what's happening here is we have our emotional needs. With Pluto is about transformation. Okay, so we're transforming how the world sees us. Okay, now this is an interesting thing. Now we can be going through traumas, and many of us are on a daily basis. There's some hidden pain that we're dealing with that we go on about our life. Other people don't see it, or they do. Maybe we're walking around and we're constantly in tears, or or people can see the trauma or the pain that we carry with us. Okay, so this emotional moon meeting up with Pluto, connecting to Chiron, not only connecting this creative way to Chiron, which is moving forward today. It's going to move direct. Chiron is also creating this quintile here to the North Node, about us seeking our own truth and going in our own direction. And then certainly the North Node creating that quintile back up to Pluto and the Moon. Okay, so there's an emotional need today to find a creative way to not only go about our own path and do our own thing, but to bring this sort of, again, the moon in Capricorn is less emotional. It doesn't mean there's no emotions. It's saying that if I'm going to, it's just like, think of it like this way. This is what's coming to mind right now. Let's say you're going to see your favorite band, your favorite musical act. We don't know what's going on in their lives. All we know is in what's going on in our lives. If we've paid $70 to go see this show, whatever it may be, we're there to be entertained. Okay, now it's quite feasible that the entertainer's dealing with something. Maybe they had a loss of a family member, a breakup, or something happened. Maybe there's conflict within the group itself. Okay, but when they take stage, it's time to perform. They can't come on stage to entertain you, to give you the experience that you need while they're thinking about or being in an emotional space of the thing that's going on, the pain or the drama, the trauma that's happening. It's just like, no, this is work. I'm on stage. I need to perform. I have a job to do. And this is important for me because this is my reputation. This is how I remember. And it's funny, you got guys like Iggy Pop there's quite a few that musicians that would get just so hammered on stage, but it was like, it's not a big deal. But what happened to the singer of Creed, and it ruined the band. I was never a huge Creed fan, but nonetheless, it's irrelevant, So it's just like how people see you. If you're coming up on the stage getting hammered drunk, you can't perform your song. You're going to affect your ticket sales. It's going to affect how well someone receives you being an entertainer, as well as lining you up for the future. Are you reliable? And that's one of the things with this Capricorn energy. Are you a reliable human being to show up for other people when you need it? It's like when you're moving or you got something to do, ask your earth sign friends, because they're going to be the ones that show up. They're the practical energy. So it's like maintaining that practical energy, and whatever's going on behind the scenes, it's going to bring some healing to that, to understand that we have to, not perform per se, but there's duties that we have to do on a daily basis, that we can't just always be this emotional, like, hey, how are you today? And then they just dump problems on you. It's I'm good. Act as if you will. Okay, there's that. All right. we also have Venus creating this septile to Pluto, or to Jupiter and Saturn, and then Saturn and Jupiter creating the septile down to Uranus. Okay. Now again, this is that sweeping hand of fate. This is fate and destined energy coming in to work its magic in the background from us. The seventh harmonic. This is a very spiritual connection, which is why I love these so much. And we've had many of them this year, and especially with these outer planets, is really, really important. Okay. So again, Jupiter wants us to expand. And Jupiter in Capricorn, this is limited expansion. Okay. So now let me bring the moon closer, because those septiles are going to continue. Here we go. Now it's right at midnight my time. Okay. But nonetheless, that's everybody's going to be feeling this energy as we move throughout the day. Okay. So our moon, emotions. Jupiter is expansion. Saturn is restriction. Okay. And it's interesting for them both to be occupying the same space, or all three, our emotional needs, our planet of abundance and expansion, and our planet of pressure and solidifying and restriction, and it's just like, if you can't do it, if you can't say it, which is interesting because we have, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in Jupiter, or in Sagittarius. And the Sagittarian energy can sometimes be exaggerated, okay, long-winded. Okay, where this Saturn, and that's why, like, Saturn and Jupiter, it's like, ugh. It's just like, if you don't mean it, don't say it. If you don't try to wow me with your sizzle words and all these things. It's like, be straight, be direct, because I'm putting the pressure on. And anything that's other than this directness that you're throwing at me, I see that. And I see that's you wiggling away or squirming out of, that finite point of exactness and precision. Okay, that's what the Capricorn energy is all about, this precision. So it's very interesting, and that the moon, Jupiter, expansion, emotional expansion, and then we have this, hey, get it together, you know, like in a sense, what this energy is kind of saying to us is we all have a past. We all have experiences. We all have traumas that we could seriously sit in our sewing circles and weep. We could. And that might be a very healthy thing to do. This energy, on the other hand, is suggesting there are other things that we can do with our time and energy right now that's more productive to our future, right? So there can be emotional releases, and that's something that's been going on with the South Node. This, you know, this is the past now. This eclipse was on the South Node. Mercury, South Node. The Moon, Sun, South Node. This is all like, this is the past stuff. We're moving forward to this future, okay? So this is, you know, an Abraham Hicks thing. It's like, are we putting our record on repeat? If we're repeating the past, we're simply going to get more of the past. You know, we have to be take the willing steps up to climb this mountain to put us in a new path, to change the grooves on the record, to hear a new song, you know, and that takes emotional work for us to do. And that's why we're having this creative energy going on today with healing and saying, follow your path, follow your truth, as well as with Venus, our planet of love and desire, okay, connecting with expansion and solidification and breakthroughs, okay? It's really cool how Venus is septile to Uranus right now, because Venus rules Taurus, right? Saturn and Jupiter are about to enter Aquarius, which Uranus rules Aquarius, is the future and technology, all right? So we're going to have this higher-minded, higher expansion belief, love the unknown, love having faith. This is the energy we're moving into. And these breakthroughs are going to happen. But we have to be willing to get off of the old soundtrack. We have to say, yes, I'm willing to set down. This happened in my life. It was an experience. This experience led me to who I am today. And now today, I choose to move forward. You see? So this is a huge aspect of what's going on. And we have a couple more days here of Saturn, Jupiter, before the solstice in Capricorn. And all three, the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, at the 29th degree, which is making critical decisions. Okay, can we make a critical decision for our life, for the better of our future now? Yes, yes we can. That is our day. What a cool day. What cool energy, right? And Chiron direct. So it's like all of this stuff that we've been dealing with, all the shadow work that we've been dealing with the past month or so, 2 months, 3 months, all of 2020. It's like we're finally coming to the conclusion, if you will. Like this chapter is about to close and a whole new chapter this week is going to begin. So this is a nice like tidying up of this energy. All right. So enjoy it and enjoy this and enjoy, you know, not bringing ourselves backward into the space where we were. You know, okay, like catch ourselves if we notice ourselves doing it today or even in the next couple of days here. You know, it's like, oh, this is who I was. This is not who I am, and it's not who I'm striving to be. Pivot. Make these changes. My future depends on it. My career depends on it. My public image depends on it. My personal health depends on it. My mental health depends on it. My emotional body depends on me being focused on the here, the now, and where I'm headed, not the past traumas and pains. Okay? And we all deal with them. We all deal with them. So my friends who have been dealing with stuff, I feel you. I feel you. And I don't mean, I do not make light of anything that's going on in anybody's life or situation right now during this time. But I'm saying that there is a light at the end of this tunnel, right? You are the light at the end of this tunnel. My friends, have a beautiful, beautiful day. As always, thank you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.